What is up, guys? Today I have a gameplay video for you. And yes, this was recorded on stream because, again, I neglected my recording duties. I know I just put out the Sunlight review, and in that review, I had recorded gameplay while live without the overlay and said that I wasn't neglecting my duties. But then I decided to stop recording because, well, I wasn't playing a tank that I was planning on reviewing. But I've learned my lesson, and I am now recording every single game I play on stream just in case we get a good game that I want to show you guys. So, hopefully today is the last day, or this video is the last video, I should say, that you have to see my ugly mug, or you have to see some Twitch highlights. I don't really personally like putting out Twitch highlights because, well, I like to personalize YouTube content for YouTube, and I'm okay with sharing the same game as long as I provide a different commentary. So, unlike my KPZ07RH review, where I just had my live commentary on, I'm going to be doing a commentary over this one, partially also because, well, I have music playing, and half this video is already muted by Twitch, so I kind of have to. Anyway, as you can see, we're in the 263 on Ruinberg, and immediately we go to this position in F1. Or what is that? H1, sorry, couldn't see. And this is kind of a strong position that I like to go to initially, especially seeing as, well, look how many people went into the field on our team. Not that many. They have two big guns that are going to roll up on this side. I believe they're in a platoon. But we're just going to take our opportunistic shots. And I know that there are people behind me. And I know I'm also using a position that they could easily blind fire in as well. But we're going to just hope that none of that occurs. You know, none of the whole, my teammate behind me is spotted while I'm not, and I get blind fired because of that. Or they just blind fire me because they're smarter than I'm making them out to be. But we put a round into that 50 TP, I believe it was. And we low roll. This is a 550 alpha gun, but that's fine. We don't get a shot into that one, nor get any tracking. But Artie decides to rear his ugly head, and since Artie 2.0 is a thing, he still has HP to play with, but I'm going to make sure to remove him from the map because I don't want to see no Arties anymore. But that's one Artie. They have two. Well, now they have one. But we're just going to continue to peek this because it seems the Ruthlesses want to continue to peek this, and I'm going to hit a shot here, and somehow his buddy took the shot, and I penned his turret. I didn't go and look at the Ruthless's turret armor, but I know it's not the exact same as the E4, so it might be a little bit easier to pen the mantlet. But, you know, I'm still not going to go for cupola shots. Anyway, we're just going to continue to sit here for a bit. And the 263 is honestly, I don't know if many people even know about this vehicle. And I know it's been called the YOLO wagon. Kind of looks like a wagon, and you can successfully run up in people's faces. And this, just like the 264, is one of those tanks that you don't really see often. So some people don't know how to really fight this thing. And I'll tell you right now, you have a typical lower plate weakness. But if you're going to shoot premium at the top of this vehicle because you can't see its lower plate, shoot close to the gun on the mantlet. Don't shoot the other sides, like the left and right sides. They're way more sloped. And shooting next to the gun by the mantlet, you'll ignore the plate behind it, and you'll just go through the tank itself. Now, we did notice this Yazi was coming down the middle road, and that our team is only in the city now. And so I was waiting for this Yazi to reveal himself, and he finally does, so I get a shot into him. But I realized, yeah, I kind of need to pay attention to the light that was spotted behind us, and there's one shot into him, and luckily, I'm not going to have to worry about that light tank because in a moment here, something dirty will happen. So I'm going to go back to hoping this Yazi gives me the kill because my team's all in one spot now. And there's the dirty moment. The light tank trades with the Artie. Now, if Artie 2.0 wasn't a thing, that Artie would have died a lot sooner. But luckily, well, unluckily for the light tank, they get a trade-off. And I missed the shot on the Yazi, but the Yazi's going to kind of stay there. I get lucky with the SU 130 PM only hitting my tracks, so he shot low, and it's 4 to 6. We're not down that bad, and I still have full health to play with, but we're kind of like pinned in. We're in a pretty bad position where we have all these roads we have to pay attention to, and Artie just took almost 400 damage away from me, or 400 HP away from me to play with. I get a shot into that Ruthless, but now I have to turn around because there's an Iron Rain here, and I get one shot into the Iron Rain. Luckily, with 550 Alpha, 1100 should be a reliable two-shot, as long as you don't roll both shells. And he did shoot all of his rounds, so I'm going to ignore him now, and I noticed that there is another tank destroyer, couldn't see what it was because he got unspotted before I could see him, that is coming around the church to my left. So I'm just going to push the SU-130PM and hope that my friend over there is going to kill whatever he's fighting. Luckily, the SU doesn't pen me. I ram him to finish him off. And now the Waffle is the tank that was there. He puts a round into me, but it bounces because he's not aiming, because he thinks he can just pen me wherever, because probably doesn't know what this vehicle really is. And the Iron Rain throws his life away. That was a massive throw. And that Iron Rain could have changed the outcome of this game so much, but he decided, well, I'm just gonna, run at him. Now it's a 1 versus 3, and I'm all by myself, and I have to kind of chase down this Waffle. I can't let him stay around me, but damn, dead tank in my way. Luckily, I'm able to put around in him, but he's got such a quick reload, and he's able to take me out. Now, my friend did not kill the Ruthless that was over there, and they still have an artillery. So I have to worry about Artie on the right side of this church, so I have to play on the left. I have to worry about a Ruthless down coming from the one line, and there he is. Luckily, he just fires randomly and misses. I put a round into him, and he decides since I'm reloading that he's gonna rush. Luckily, I noticed the Waffle was coming around, and I turned my tank around quick enough, reload just in time, and take out the Waffle. And now it's just me and a Ruthless who has artillery backup. And the Ruthless is one shot, but of course, so am I. He could probably even HE splash me with his HE round on my upper engine deck and one-shot me for 600 damage. Easily. So now all I have to do, or now all I'm thinking I have to do, is play around this church and wait to see if the Ruthless becomes impatient. But the longer I wait, the more confidence Artie might have, especially if he's full health with Artie 2.0, to just rush me. And I believe it's an equalizer, which means he has 1150 HP, the highest tier 8 artillery, because he's a tier 9 brought down. And that means I cannot reliably two-shot him with standard. But luckily, if you look there, I have 2 HE shells. I rarely run HE, but I have 2 on this tank, purely because of Artie 2.0. And if he decides to rush me, I will have 2 HE rounds to hopefully two-shot him instead of having to take 3. But I'm getting impatient now, and I decide I'm going to play in that spot for a little bit, make him think I'm staying there, and then rush him once I'm unspotted. You noticed there while I was yapping that I proxy spotted him, then unproxy spotted him, and then made sure to proxy spot him again to see if he was in the same spot or if he was going around the right side of the church, and then unproxy spot, since he was in the same spot, made him think I was still sitting there waiting for him to come around the corner, and then that's when I decided to go right. And luckily it worked out in my favor. He was still looking on that corner when I came around, and I had enough time to beat his turret traverse and put a round in him. Now it's just me and Artie loading the HE. Again, 1150 HP, but they did nerf their camos, so I can probably reliably outspot this guy. And judging from where I got shot at too, he's not in his spawn. He's either on our side of the ridge, in this middle ridge, or he's on the ridge itself. So what I'm going to do instead of going right at him is I'm going to go at him from an angle he's probably not going to expect, and that's going to be from the north. Instead of letting him get around into me by virtue of being spotted in front of him, I'll be spotted behind him if I do get spotted, and force him to turn, basically. And so now we're just going to drive. I'm expecting to go down to the 0 line, but we spot him before I get there. And again, look at this. He doesn't know that I'm up here because of where I last was. And now he knows, but I'm not spotted. And I could even load in a regular round here so I don't have to risk the HE, but I keep the HE loaded and bam, two-shot the Artie 2.0 for a nice Top Gun +1 Devastator medal, isn't that? And 8,700 damage for a nice little clutch up. 1813 base XP is an ace tanker in the 263. A tank that's I don't know if people underrate, to be honest, because I never hear anything about it. It is a phenomenal vehicle, and what a wonderful game this was. From everything to the situational awareness, realizing that we lost the right side flank and it's time to get out of where I was and move into a more aggressive position in the middle of the map, sort of, and also noticing the Yazi and the SU-130 PM rushing behind my teammates, trying to help them out. All of that beautifully played, if I can say so myself. And to be honest, like I said, that Iron Rain threw that away. That Iron Rain and that waffle underestimated me. And there is the Pascucci's medal, because we actually took out both of the Arties, because the M5355 was in the middle of the map. And look at that, he did 0 damage. Square. And yeah, we definitely held our own, and only a few other guys broke 2,000 on our team. But that is the power of the 263 for you. Situational awareness, square map for the win. And there you go. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, I apologize for the camera and the aviary kill count being there, but hopefully next time they won't. Take care.